This is the perfect pasta. It really is. I actually have to have another bite. I could sit here, talk in between bites, eat this all day long. ASMR. This creamy mushroom cavatelli is absolutely delicious. It's so delicious. The mushrooms are very earthy. I love the Parmesan cheese. I also love how quickly it comes together. Like, this is awesome. This is weeknight. This is weekend. This is serving people that you love. First thing we're gonna do is grab the mushrooms. They're back here in my cute little kitchen pantry. Look at this. We've got some gorgeous cultivated mushrooms. What does cultivated mean? It just means they were grown like on a farm by someone. These weren't wild. So we've got some oyster mushrooms. These guys can be kind of like crazy and a little bit intimidating. And let me tell you something. If you like a mushroom, this is the most mushroomiest mushroom flavor of all the mushrooms. Then we have a little cremini mushroom. This is a portobello's baby. I bet you didn't know that. When a cremini gets big, it's a big fat portobello. I like them this size, so delicious. And then this bad boy over here grows on a little log, cultivated as well. This is a maitake mushroom. Again, the stem can be like a little bit tough, but these have super mushroom flavor. And let me give you like a little price breakdown. The creminis were $5 for I think it was a pound, but this is a lot, that's a pound. These are really light. And then this guy was $8.99 a pound. So I think we spent like $3 on this big clump. I mean, that's a lot of mushrooms. So I'm gonna chop these little guys for you. And I already pre-did the pasta because, I mean, who wants to watch pasta boil? But I wanna just give these guys a little rough chop. I'm gonna use all of these tops because these are still tender. I mean, not all of them, maybe that many. And if you have ever cooked a mushroom, you know that these guys cook down to absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna do just some rough slices, and these are already cleaned. And let me just talk to you a little bit too about cleaning a mushroom. There are so many different camps where it's like, never touch a mushroom with water. Only take a rag, only take a mushroom brush, get all the dirt and the poo off. They grow in fertilizer. But this is the thing. I watched Jacques Pepin one time wash a bunch of mushrooms, so I wash mushrooms. I have no problem washing a mushroom. He gets rained on out in the wilderness, so I don't think he's afraid of water. So I have no problem just popping them under, and the water's gonna evaporate anyways. So we're gonna chop these guys up. I love lots of different textures, so you can do quarters, you can do little slices, you can just do in half. You just want 2 pounds of mushrooms, and it feels like a lot. But there's no meat in this pasta, so you need something that feels kind of meaty. And if you don't like a mushroom, make a different dish. Because the mushroom is 100% the real MVP and star of this entire dish. And if you only have one kind of mushroom, I mean, this is all bougie and fun and gorgeous, but if you just have little button mushrooms, the little white guys, totally use them. They're delicious. I'm not joking when I tell you I want you to use just what you have. And also what's at your grocery store. I think sometimes we watch these cool shows and they've got like access to really cool ingredients and you're like, wow, I've never had that, or I've never tried that. I've never seen a fluffy looking little mushroom with all these cute, delicate little pads. If you've never seen it, that's awesome. If we don't stock it near you, don't use it. Just use what you got. So put the little stems over here. You don't want them too tiny because they are gonna shrink down like a wild amount. So the base for this really flavorful pasta is mushrooms and onions. And let me tell you, if you want someone to fall in love with you, all you have to do is cook onions. Just cook onions in a pot. The fragrance of the onions and the salt and the pepper and the chili flakes, like it's like this heavenly, comforting, I'm taking care of you smell, which I love. Okay, so into our beautiful bowl goes all of our mushrooms. So I'm gonna pop into these little shallots, and all your shallots, you buy them together in like a little bulb. You got 2 bits right here. So I just cut off the little root end, and that helps the skins to slip off. Then you can sort of break them out in half, and then you have, I mean, this is the real question. Is this 1 shallot or is this 2? I'm come from the 2 camp. I really think that this is like, it's a bulb, 1 shallot bulb, but I think it's 2 shallots. So when a recipe is calling for 2 shallots, it could be just 1 bulb, 1 nice big fat little bulb. If you don't have a shallot, use a red onion. If you don't have a red onion, use a white onion. If you don't have a white onion, use a scallion. You want just some garlicky, oniony deliciousness. And like, here we go, use what you have. So we're gonna chop up our little shallot bulb. And the shallots aren't meant to play like a superstar role in this recipe, but they 100% round it out. Let's get this little bit off. You can use your knife too to peel back. Sometimes these guys are a little goobery and they're harder to peel. Come on, Bubba. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now he's open. Perfection. These guys are coming with us. We're gonna cook. Okay, here we go. Here's the easiest pasta you've ever made. And if you love a mushroom like I love a mushroom, this is gonna be in your rotation. It's so, so, so good. Okay, so we're gonna take a little olive oil into our hot pan. When I say a little, like, you know, I'm always gonna use a lot of olive oil. In goes our shallots. We want every little bit. And then look at all of our mixed mushrooms. Look at this. I love the sizzle too. And it's gonna fill it up. You're gonna think, oh my gosh, there's too many mushrooms in there. There's literally never too many mushrooms. I'm even gonna come over here. Sometimes when I am cooking, I'll just tear the mushrooms in half. I think that that's sort of a fun way to break them up. Tear the little stem out and you get some more in here, because these are literally all gonna cook down to almost nothing. We have our little wooden spoon. And a mushroom is a sponge. I think you probably heard that before. And what the mushroom's gonna do is it's gonna soak all of the olive oil up, and as you cook it nice and hot, the mushroom's gonna hit a certain point where it lets all of its moisture go, especially when you add the salt too. If you add your salt early, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with that. It'll just make your mushrooms weep quicker, like it'll release all of the water. You didn't do anything wrong, it's just gonna take another second or two for the water to evaporate. I like to talk to people about cooking like, there's things that you can do to make things easier, but if you don't do that, there's nothing wrong with it. I feel like you're not gonna ruin your food. Some people get really scared of cooking, like, I won't even try it because I don't wanna mess it up. I literally mess up all kinds of stuff, even now. I mess all kinds of things up. But unless you get in here and really start experimenting and finding out what works for you, then you're not gonna feel super comfy in the kitchen. So get in here. And if you wanna season them early, I'll even show you guys. We'll put a little salt in. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll just make the moisture come out quicker, and then we'll just keep evaporating it. And chili flakes. I like everything to have a little heat on it. If you have little tiny kids, just put the chili flakes on yours afterwards. I like the way that it, when you put a chili flake in oil and you cook it for a long period of time, you release that spice into your whole dish. If you don't do that, there's nothing wrong with it. It just tastes a little bit different. Look how pretty. And I love lemon thyme. It's probably my very favorite herb. Very lemony and bright, and almost has like lemongrassy notes, but more savory. If you do not have lemon thyme, regular thyme works awesome. It's what we're using now. It's kind of hard to find outside the summer when I grow it. And then you just let the little leaves fall right off their stems. Like, we're really not precious about it. Look at that. And at this point, I want to add beautiful cracked pepper. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. This smells like rain. You know when you go outside and it's just rained and it has like that really earthy smell and it almost kind of smells like you want to wrap up in a sweater? That's exactly what this smells like, and I love it. Can you see on the edge here where it's starting to caramelize? You're looking for good caramelization because that's actually what makes food taste really good. Oh, here's a great one. Look at this. There we go. That's the caramelization you want. And if you can see, these mushrooms are starting to let their liquid out, but look over to the side where they're starting to stick to the bottom of the pan. All this brown, that's extra incredible flavor. So the one thing I want to do is I want to take a little white wine, and this is a Sauvignon Blanc. It's French for water. You should order it. French for water is my wine. This is my wine. You need to order this. French for water, Sauvignon Blanc. We're gonna do like a little splash of wine. Oh my gosh, listen, it sounds so good. It sounds like rain. It's like a storm. So you want the wine to completely cook out and really all evaporate again. And then it'll start to create another build of that gorgeous stuff sticking to the bottom. The fond, if you will. You can see it all on the side. Okay, so here comes the fun part. This is where we build the cream sauce. So we're literally gonna add our 2 cups of cream all over. And you don't have to worry about the cream breaking. The fat content is high enough that it won't separate. So don't be scared. Don't be nervous. Look how pretty. You want every little bit. Just stir it all around and bubble, and it's gonna start to thicken. Look at this. And I wanna make sure I'm getting all those bits. Oop, you splash cream out. We wanna turn this down as low as he's gonna go, because you want this to start to reduce. And look at that. It's gorgeous. This is where we're gonna add our cheese. We've got some Parmesan cheese here. So delicious. You look like you're just in like a French restaurant. See, and we've got the heat down low, so it's just little bubbles. And as that cheese starts to melt, this is where we're gonna add our pasta. I've got some Cavatelli. You can use any pasta you like. This is a pound. We're serving 4 to 6 hungry people. And then we're just gonna fold everybody together. Look at that. And the cheese. And because it's feeling a little bit thick, I want this to have a looseness to it. We're gonna add just a touch of pasta water. So we saved pasta water. We want just a little bit of the starchy water in here. Look at that. I'm gonna season again with a little bit of salt. We season our pasta water and we seasoned our mushrooms. We wanna season every step. And that's it. Now we literally just let this cook for maybe a minute, and all that cheese is melty and nice and loose, and then we serve. Okay, so we've got our gorgeous pasta coming over here. And you'd never believe, I mean, even in real time, like this didn't take us long to do. And it smells so good. And one thing that I did not do while I was doing this is I didn't add my garlic paste, and I completely forgot. So I plopped him on top, and I was gonna show you that we stirred them all in, and then I left the burner on. So it was literally sticking. So I couldn't show you that part. So imagine, if you will, there was some garlic and we put him in, and it makes it taste so much better. So now all we're gonna do is chop up some parsley, pull these little guys out. And I like to add the parsley, number one, because I like green. I'm always gonna add flat leaf parsley because I like green. But you know what? Don't sleep on curly parsley either. If you're chopping it up and it's all you have, it's actually delicious. They taste very similar. Somebody might tell you that flat leaf parsley tastes better. I think that the baby stuff, I mean, if you close your eyes right now, all I smell is parsley. I couldn't tell you if it was the curly stuff that belongs on a cruise ship or this. So this is just what's popular. So use what is in your store. But this adds sort of like a peppery, earthy vegetable bite to this. And it pairs with the mushrooms really well. Because like I said, the mushrooms taste like earthy rain, kind of meaty. They're so good. And I want one of these guys for beautiful creamware. And we're just gonna start layering up our noodles. I should probably have grabbed a bigger spoon, but this is fine. Let's tuck this under and put some parsley on top. And this is it. And maybe like a little bit more cracked pepper. Just a little on top because I think it's cute. And that's it. There's your beloved plate. So the next thing I'm gonna do is get in here and dig in and take a bite. And I like the Cavatelli. Number one, it's just a little chewy. You could do like orecchiette, that would be so good. You could do penne, like any short pasta is really fun. And also if you like a long pasta, so if you wanna like twirl something up like fettuccine, that's really good too. So I got a big fat mushroom, I got a noodle. I wish that we could be like, oh, and there's angels singing and it's so good. I don't know how a mushroom and cream and cheese can taste that good. It's so delicious. We're gonna pour a little French for water, a little Sauvignon Blanc. I love a white wine with this. This is my favorite. It's like crisp and bright and clean, and it's perfect with the mushrooms and the cream because this is kind of rich. So you got the parsley to kind of cut through all the richness, but this just feels like food. This is wine you can drink with food. It's very special. So I'm gonna get started on lunch. I will see you next time when you join me next time when you see me next time. And next time, we will be together. Next time. We always have next time. Thank you for coming into my kitchen, for being a part of this world. We will catch you on the flip side next time.